And
So
that was pretty cool, man. Your TP is just like the place I'm looking for the break. That
yeah,
was
I pretty much I trade zone to zone.
no, yeah, I feel you. Like I'm a conservative trader, dude. I want to wait for the break of that, and then if I see a break of that, that's a good looking for at least 100 pips for me personally for
That's
gold.
uh, that's why I'm actually in a little bit of a drawdown because I also hedge.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hedging's fine. I mean, like if you hit a good like if you're setting and it hits a good rejection zone, you could buy it for a good amount of time so it starts continuing its way down or
Yeah,
up.
as long as I'm not over leveraged and almost margining out.
Exactly.
That's my issue sometimes. That's another reason why sometimes I have to hedge.
No, I feel you. I think this is good. I so like I was they wanted to see ZAR, so I just started charting so I just started from the week from the month like I usually do, and this is where I started seeing week rejections right here. So I just did it around here, try to balance it out a little bit. So I did from here to here for the monthly first, and then as I did that, I went to the weekly. So you see how this is my monthly resistance. I'd like to tighten it up a little bit just to make it a little bit, you know, adjusted during the weekly. I do the same thing from weekly to daily, and this is still my monthly support. This zone here I usually do because that's where you see these wicks. So around this zone, I will look for rejections as well as price to reverse back up. Or if it breaks, like for example this zone, then we can be for sure it looks like it could start going down. That's just as an example of why. So I do a support, and then if I see wicks like this, I cover it up with a good zone right here. So for example, like this daily right here, I like to fix it up a little bit, like right there. See these little wicks right here? That's why I drew my little zone. So what I see right now, price is looking like. Oh, so I gotta say this. So I put a daily resistance here due to the fact I see price when it hits here a little bit, start rejecting a lot. Especially this big wick right here. It looks like it's been rejecting. So if it does break this little area, uh, so for me, like in my opinion, if it breaks this little area of this little zone, you could probably go around here after a retest. Because as you see, price was trying to break this zone time to time, and when it did break, it did come back up here, created resistance, and came right back down to this little area of consolidation. Same thing here. When price broke, came back around here, consolidated a little bit, came back up. When it broke again, it flew, created new resistance here, which is the monthly. When it came back down, as you see, it just was like a false break, I guess, for me. I mean, if you got in a far, you probably would have gotten in a good sell, but it's been trying to. Every time it breaks, whether here or a little bit here, it's still within this little area zone from what I've been seeing. So if it does break here, then it could be like a good buy in my opinion. Maybe around here where you see these wicks coming. If I go to the 4 hour, mm, probably here will be a little safer for a good TP. I don't personally know how do you do what's the word? How do you calculate pips for ZAR. I don't know what equals 100 pips or 10 pips, but this looks like a good sell in my opinion, like for a good TP if it breaks this little zone. That's just my opinion for ZAR.
I
I don't
think
know
I
what you
charted up pretty well then
Are you going
because
for the
my
Are you going for the buy on Zara or the sell?
buy. I'll be looking for a buy if it breaks this.
Yeah, I because I it looks like a buy. It looks like a buy for me also, but um I probably get in early before the break.
Oh, you could. I mean, this is that. This is just like I said. Everybody trades
That
different. This
that
is how
that that
I
re-
would trade
that resistance zone would be TP
right
one.
here.
No, the line.
This.
Yeah, that would be TP one for me.
So you will look for what, like a break here then on the 1 hour.
I would look
So
for a good entry. Um, you got your
because
resistance there.
this is where price is right now. This is its most recent resistance and support.
Okay, so
So
right now it's sitting on support. So I would wait for a bullish candle and then and then jump in it buy.
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Wait for a
So you
bullish
See
will.
where
candle on a 30 minute.
see where I have my buy entry at least. Mine is on 14.86288. I don't know if that would be
Are you
too
already
into
in
the
that?
move.
So you're already
No,
in a
not yet.
buy?
No, not yet. I have it set up for a buy and a sell.
A buy here
So
above here.
Yeah, yeah. The second I see that it's closing below, that it closes a little bit below that, like once it closes at that number, that's when I would go.
That's. I mean, that's a little bit safer. But like as Jay was saying, like I didn't personally see this, so that was a good catch. I For me, I was due to like price rejected this area a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Like yeah, I get what you're saying. This big wick, so you were like I used to do that too. I like to be a little safer, so I used to do it here and wait for this wick to be broken in a way, and then I
Mm-hmm.
will catch the line
see,
that I
but
drew here.
Yeah, and then
I
my
think it's
TP
going to
was
fill that wick right now.
Yeah, exactly. So like you could do what he said, like when price creates a bullish candle or even at the break of the 1 hour here, it could look like a good buy and a good TP will be here. And if it breaks this little zone, you could probably go up to the wick.
Because it's also forming a W. It's got a
What time frame?
it's got a few W's in there.
What time frame?
Like I don't know.
yeah, because I'm
I saw them from a distance. There's one right there, and then it's gonna keep going to where that wick is. That would W it out even more. I think a 4 hour. There's like two W's on there.
Well,
mm,
this is a little W. This is what you're talking about, right? This is a little W right here.
where's
Yeah,
this W?
and then if you go to that
No,
the 14.9,
Mm-hmm.
that's another W in there.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
They're not perfect
But yeah,
W. They're not perfect W's, but usually they're never perfect W's. But
yeah,
if
that's true. It's rare when you usually see a perfect head and shoulder W, but when it is, it's a good entry.
yeah,
But yeah, I get what you're saying.
see, my first TP was I'm seeing it for 14.94794.
What'd you say? 14.89 what?
Nine, no, 14.94794.
and where's your
As
entry?
your as your first TP?
That was my first TP, but my entry's at 0.86288. That's why.
Mm, that I mean, I would do it here due to these little rejections area too, and if it breaks that, that'll be a good TP too. Um, the thing is like as Jay was saying too, like you will have to wait a while for the
Yeah,
price to do that. You know,
I I would
like
I would jump in.
like
Go
right now it's still bullish right now. Like I mean bearish right now. Like in terms of
yeah.
candle
So
wise,
but you're on a
it's
4 hour.
no yeah yeah. I mean.
Go down to the 30 minute. Yeah, it's still bearish, but there's two wicks below that support line. Go
Yeah.
move it down to the. You see to the left. Go to the left.
Here.
Right there. Move that support line right over there, just to maybe give some little bit more room,
Yeah, for the 30. Yeah, that
and
makes sense.
and then maybe if it bounces off of that a third or fourth time, you may get a move to the upside.
But yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that makes sense. So you can do that, or wait for a break at the this little consolidation break,
Are
and
you
then you can do what?
I'm sorry, are you on the 30-minute or not?
I was on the 30 minute. Yeah.
Okay.
So I adjusted the support. So basically, what I did for the monthly daily, I did it for from hour to 30 minutes.
Okay.
We adjusted support, so it's like around here now, and then this is still my resistance. Do you agree with this, Jay, as a resistance,
Yeah.
or would you do it here?
Nah, where was that before was the strong resistance. I think you had it right on
It,
the money.
it, it, it depends. It depends on where you, like what position you're at. Like if I was in a buy right now, going to that, I would leave it there just to be safe.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. You could do it as double because it went up there twice and rejected.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I did it here, like I said, because this is where price rejected the most. Like you see the candles and the wicks. You
Yeah,
know, that's what I usually did. Like you always sometimes you gotta get these candles like this to like it's like a false break. So it's breaking and the next candle just tanked back down to where it's consolidating now.
that's why it depends on what my position was to
No, yeah, I
where
get you.
to where I would put my line.
So yeah, so basically, if you see a bullish momentum, if it hits here, depending on the candle, you can do a good buy here, or wait for the break here and hit and go for a TP here
See,
around this little zone.
everybody on here has different trading styles and different like
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I
I,
feel
I
you.
I trade zone to zone. I'm not really a breakout guy because when I used to try doing the breakout, and every time I would get in, I would get in
Hmm.
like before the retest,
Yeah.
and then once it retested, it went back into the zone, and I was like, oh,
Mhm. That's why for me, like I usually wait. Like that's why I personally waited for this to break because I'm a conservative trader personally, and I usually wait for the 4 hour. I
okay,
usually wait for the 4 hour to close above here, and then what it usually does, depending how much it went up, it starts consolidating, and then it usually either wicks or it starts going down and continues its rally back up. Its rally up.
gotcha.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought
Yeah.
trade.
But like
Yeah,
you said, everybody trades differently, so it all depends on what you're more comfortable with, and that will determine what type of entry you're looking for. But personally, this is not a bad entry. Like if you wait for a break or
Yeah,
and look
where you
for
at
like
right there? That second purple line. That's not a bad entry at
yeah,
all.
I would say that's a
Yeah,
better entry also.
that's a better entry right there. Wait for that to
yeah,
break, and then you'll definitely catch a couple of pips at least.
yeah, you can take it here. It looks like it'll be a good the next resistance here, and if it breaks this, let me see. If it breaks
But
this
then
right here,
also, um, why did you say that you're going to enter a buy and a sell?
I wasn't looking for a sell.
No.
I think he's talking about me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was looking at because you know how Kim does like both buy and sell type of thing,
Yeah.
depending on how it's moving. I did something like that just to see like where I would get in if it does drop down to that specific point.
Okay.
Mm, I
I
see what you're
think
Yeah.
she
saying.
means a
Okay.
pending order. You need a pending
No, I
order
haven't
right
started I haven't put any of that. When I gave
So
my trading view,
so
I
what was your
basically just
zone?
set it
What
up.
was your zone to sell?
0.727. Wait, sorry. 0.72975.
Okay, that's that line right there.
Point
Okay.
seven two nine. Let me see.
So it has to. So you're right. You're right where you're looking for a break right now, possibly.
So this is your sell area right here, right?
That was for my sell area, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That line. All right. And then where's your
I
buy
was
line?
My
That
byline
that
was
What chart
at
is that right
point
there that
eight
you just
six
switched it
two.
to?
I went to the 1 hour just to see because I went to the four
Yeah, that
hour.
looks real good on the 1 hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all
That's what I'm
right.
So if
That
trying.
it
I'm
looks
trying to
real
take
good.
notes to see where I can get like a closer entry
this
point, like to see
this
how
was
you guys
this
mark
was
it
not
out.
a bad place for a break of a sell due to what I
Yeah,
see
that's
right
not
now,
bad at
the
all.
Yeah.
wicks.
Yeah,
And then
it
if
looks good
price
on the one
creates
hour.
a resistance here, which it did before, it looks like a good sell point.
Yeah,
I,
it
I,
looks good.
I
And
That
then
looks
my
real good.
my TP for that one would have been 0.62938.
damn.
That's
Yeah, that
aggressive.
might be a little too far. Yeah,
No, but I,
Yeah.
I would I would break something in the middle of it because I
You
did
would
see that
take
it was a big
partials?
gap. Yeah, I was
Okay.
just looking like, okay, that would be like my like TP3 type of thing.
Yeah, I would say
yeah,
TP
yeah, yeah.
one would be right where your arrow is.
Do here.
That
Or
would
if
be
you want
TP
to do it.
two.
Yeah.
TP
You
one
do
would
around
be
here.
that first wick.
Right here?
Yeah.
Let me go to 1 hour. Yeah, I was looking at that too. Uh, like here?
Yeah.
You talking about this? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. That your order your
Fuck.
take profits are good in my opinion. Like you trade basically a little bit to me. I'm a personal like intra and swing trader, so I look at the overall like sell and buy. But I do take profits from zone to zone in terms of the 4 hour resistance and support. So your TPs long term are is pretty valid. It all depends on how what the market usually does. If it starts rejecting or if it starts, showing signs of reversal, then you have to go from there. But I like your TPs to be honest with you,
Who's
I'm
that?
just trying to see
like a long
how.
term thing.
T
No,
T's?
What are you saying? Jay?
No, Tanisha.
Oh.
what
She,
happened?
you were talking. Go ahead.
Oh, I was saying I'm just trying to see like how you guys get to a better entry point because where I saw the entry point, obviously you guys saw it like way before because I was looking at like the previous support and resistance spots.
It depends. Like, see, he's Gene and Brandon are conservative. I'm a little bit more aggressive. So
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. It all depends on what kind of trade you are. Like, none of the answers we give were wrong.
Mhm.
Like, we just each trade very differently.
Like
At
with
the end of
me,
the day, if you what?
hey,
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
no, I want to hear what you have to say before I say anything, just in case.
Oh, so like at the end of the day, you gotta do what's comfortable for you. Like, what do you like? What will make you stay up at night? Like if you place a trade, once you're confident with your analysis and all that, you shouldn't have to look at it every second.
Hmm.
So whatever is more comfortable for you in terms of how
Hmm.
you trade, that determines like basically what kind of person are you. You know?
What I was saying was, I know that you went from the monthly to the weekly to the daily. Like, where do you stop? Where do you specifically stop, type of thing? Because I
Oh,
know you
like
said
what? Oh,
that
I
what you
stop
do
at the
is you
I,
you just
I
start
stop at
fixing them up.
the yeah. I usually fix them up like tighten them up, but like for example, if I see so for the monthly for here, I did 1 and 2. Wow, that's a lot of lines. So for the
That
monthly
was how my
resistance,
charts were looking.
yeah. So for the 1 and 2, I did like let's say I did here and here. But if I saw another like resistance support area, I will put it.
Mhm. Usually for the monthly, I'll put maybe one or two. I'll put two, like support and resistance, and
Yeah,
then
exactly. Yeah,
for the weekly, I'll add in maybe like one. I'll add one, two tops, and then the daily and the 4 hour and the hour is usually where, at least before, where I was adding a lot of lines, and then I realized like, no, this is way too much. I need to have it look more like something I would look at.
exactly. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Like for the daily. I will have more support resistance depending on where it's at. I stop at the
Mhm.
4 hour. So at the 4 hour, once it's like for the 4 hour, once it creates its most recent support resistance, like for
Mhm.
example this right here, this little area right here, then that's where I stop. On the hour,
Okay.
and then I look at the hour, see what it's doing in terms of candles and wicks, and then I'll look for entry between like for me between the 1 hour to the 4 hour if it breaks
Gotcha.
my most recent support resistance.
So I got
I mean overall we all see buys. I mean that's a good thing too, you know.
Mhm.
Like we all see buys from what I've been hearing.
Yeah.
hey, I got a follow up question to Tanisha's question. So specifically with USD ZAR, I remember Kim saying it's a real fast moving pair. Normally, I look for my entry points like at the 1 hour, but I could be wrong. But I thought she said like sometimes she goes like to the 30 minute for this pair
No, no, yeah,
specifically.
yeah, she does. Like I said, I don't trade this pair. I don't know how it actually moves. So I probably would have to like actually look at how this moves, and I'll probably adjust. I'll probably look for maybe entries like how she does it, like at the hour, 30 minutes. But based on like what I personally do with the pairs I trade, that's how I would just transfer to ZAR. Now, if it
Got
doesn't work, then I'll just have to adjust and adapt to that pair because every pair moves very differently, you know.
got you.
So what pairs do you normally trade?
Um, I trade GN, GA, and oil. I usually like trading those pairs. I started trading gold, and it was 30 when I started, IML again. But I used to study a lot of GBP, NZD, GBP, AUD, like to the point where I know like what good news in terms of fundamentals is good for Aussie, for Netherlands, or what's bad news for GBP, like Brexit, like all that stuff. Yeah. Like for example, when NZD, let me see if I had that if I had the chart open. All right. So for example, I was looking for them to cut rates. I forgot what day. I think it was this day. I was looking to cut rates here, or I think during this day. But when they didn't, thank God I didn't do any orders. When they didn't, the rates remained the same. When that happened, the market tanked due to the fact that everybody was like being prepared to see, oh my God, they're gonna cut rates, so that means the New Zealand dollar is gonna be weak. But when the rates remained the same, it tanked really bad. But this was just a market. This was just a emotional day, to be honest with you. And then what happened the next day? It came right back up. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I don't know if I was explaining right.
No.
Mhm.
So that's why like I put into fundamentals with the pairs I trade because I study a decent amount on how AUD economy is, NZD economy is, GBP economy is. I'm not too good yet for gold and US 30 in terms of like fundamentals wise. That's why I used to ask Kim on Mondays whenever she teaches like, oh, what affects this and what news comes out at this time, so I could start getting a grasp to it. Because I think personally fundamentals do play a good role in terms of how the market moves. Um, but you do also need to use your technicals analysis as well.
Yeah, a lot of this China war, China trade stuff with Trump has been making gold and US 30 move different. So
Yeah, it's
fundamentals
been
definitely do play a part.
it did, bro. Like it's super wiki.
Yeah.
These
Today,
guys,
today,
Fundamentals definitely.
I knew gold was gonna go down, but once they announced that um, China was agreeing to it, then um, the price of gold tanked even more. And I was like, "Fuck!" That was where I was going for
yep,
the reversal.
yep. I feel you, man. I feel you. I mean, like I said, fundamentals do play a key role, but it's just at the end of the day, you gotta know like how to balance both your technicals and fundamentals. That's why I like to I personally that's the reason why I downloaded Twitter because I look up news to the stuff I follow because they give me not a whole explanation but it's a good brief analysis of what is happening to the country that I'm looking at the moment and then I do what you should do. I mean, what I personally do is write it down, saying, okay, they're saying this, and this, and this, and then once you start looking at that, then you start looking at okay, so the overall is like the economy's weak or the economy is strong, and then you go from there into your technicals, into your chart, and then you look at what the pair is doing right now. Is it on downtrend or is it an uptrend? So if the pair is weak and you're looking as a downtrend it's correlating with your fundamentals and technicals. So you basically will have to look for is it's just a good entry, you know.
Yeah.
But it's way easier said than done. Like this is something that like confused the hell out of me at the beginning of the time, and I'm still not even perfectly good at this. To be honest with you.
I definitely think that the tip about writing down the notes from the fundamentals and stuff is a good idea. I was actually on Bloomberg earlier today, and there was something that said some I think like 5 ways. What was it? Hold on, I'm about to look it up real quick because I went and I subscribed for them to start sending me emails every morning about the way that the market moves or what's going on in the market.
That's good. That's good. That's really
I'm
good.
about to tell you right now where it was. Uh, I found a secret after markets. It was something about the way that the markets five things to know about the market or something like that was what it was called. I guess what I'll do is I'll see if you guys send me your emails, I'll like forward it to you. That way you guys can go and subscribe to it. Or if I get the article, I'll like send it. I'll send the link in the group chat so you guys can subscribe and get it in the email every morning.
No, oh yeah, that'll be pretty awesome. That's good. Yeah, it's like I said, it's always good to look at how the economy's doing overall, like not just U.S. but the like whatever pair you're looking at, GBP, AUD, NZD, anything, and then see like what's going on there, like how what kind of news is going on? Is it good news? Is it bad news? Is it just the same like the same bullshit like Brexit? Is they're saying, oh, we're gonna come to a conclusion? Oh, guess not. No, we're not. That's what fluctuates the GBP pairs a lot, and that's what makes it go up and down due to these are just based off rumors and signs of like oh like we're coming down to a deal, and then next day like I said no deal. Like once a deal is finalized, for example, in terms of Brexit, whether good or bad the GBP will either go very bullish or very bearish in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Makes
But
sense.
like that's a long way from now. Like I said, like I personally like it's good to write like just like what Kim says, like write your trading. Like why did you trade this? Why did you enter here? What made you trade this pair? Like what was your TP? Did your stop loss hit? Did you take profit hit? What like write everything down. Like was it based on fundamentals? Was it based on technicals? Or was it based on both? Whether
I
you want, you know.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go. I was done.
Oh, I realized I have a tendency of doing that. What I did was that I was actually getting a bullet journal in general, but I realized that the bullet journals actually do help because you can draw out the part where you went wrong and then explain, like, visually point out, like, okay, instead of like printing it out or whatever, you can draw it out and realize, like, okay, this is where I went wrong because I did this and this and that.
Exactly. I just started writing like my own trades down. Like I used to not do that to be honest with you, like at all. Like I just if I hit take profit, oh that's good. If it hits the stop loss, that's fine. But I never really got into the writing until I started, with Kim and all that, and started making more sense. Why you should do it.
So it has helped you.
Okay, yeah, a lot. Like it says, oh,
Okay.
so this is what happened. So then when I do a trade again with the same pair, I look
Hmm.
at my stuff saying, okay, I did this same thing, and this is the reason why. my trade went the opposite way, or just the reason why my trade went a good way because I'm looking at it this way, this way, this
Okay.
way. Yeah, it does help to be honest with you. But we could, like I
Every
said,
time
go ahead.
fine.
No, no, don't worry, man.
Sorry.
It's fine.
um,
No, it's fine.
every
Don't worry,
time I
bro.
thought about writing out the chart, I always thought of writing down what went wrong so that I can kind of correct it the next time. I never thought of writing what went like why it went right because it was like I didn't really. I feel like I don't really fully understand how it went right. If that makes sense.
No, I get you, but that's comes to process when you start learning why you're taking the trade and what made you take the trade. That's how you start. Then you start knowing, oh, this is the reason why it went right. So, in the next time you trade the same pair, for example, if you're looking at the same thing, similar to what made you hit your take profit in the last trade, then
Mhm.
you're realizing you're still doing something right. Or if you're looking at something that in the same pair, if you're looking at something and then it's the same thing you're looking at where you hit your stop loss, then you gotta adjust and see why you gotta see why am I looking at this way and find either another entry or see what the market is gonna do from there.
So it technically kind of helps you out when it comes to making your list of confirmation because it's like, okay, this worked. I looked at this in order for this to work out, type of thing.
Exactly, that's exactly. But you have to the days as well are a huge factor as well. So, for example, let's say the day you hit your take profit, there was major news, and then you're looking at the same thing, but there's no news. You know what I'm saying? So the timing is also very important. So the price you might your analysis might be correct, but the same result won't probably go as fast due to like no high news and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So that's why it's good to write out both. So that way it's
Ex-
like, okay, I won, and it was moving this way because of news.
Exactly. Well, yeah, exactly. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I got what you mean. Okay.
Yeah. All right. You guys want to? If you want, we could look at gold. I mean, we already saw ZAR. We could check out gold. Like, what do you guys think of gold?
Um, I'm on gold.
You're on buys, right?
I'm in a drawdown, but
I'm in,
I grabbed some sells on the way down.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. It can really
But I
lose
was
this shit,
I
but
was I was expecting the reversal too early,
no,
and
I feel I was looking for 51 for a good entry and missed my TP, my drop limit by 7 pips.
I'm in a buy right now on gold.
So we're all seeing buys. That's good.
yeah,
I'm in a buy. I was in a buy from, let me see, from 14.54.
great entry.
Yeah.
I was in a buy from there, and then I rode it up, and then it was going down, but I didn't get out. I was just like, all right, let me just wait.
Yeah. You see this wig? The signs of bullish movement. This little thing right here.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
what?
those little boxes,
That's
right?
a 1 hour, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
This little pattern right here, it's looking like a rising star. I think that's what you call it.
Yeah.
So it came down here, little huge wig followed by an engulfing candle. Looks like it's pretty good right now. It could hit 58, and then if it breaks that, I mean, I'm like I said, I'm waiting for it to get out of this zone and probably be up, stay above here to look for a buy. But it looks like for sure it could go like around 58, 61 zone. Maybe reject, consolidate, and start coming back up. So it looks good right now for a good buy. I mean,
Okay.
your buy entry looked pretty good. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I got in right around the same time, at 15:54, .5.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, your entries are pretty good. Yeah, I agree. I think they're pretty good too. You're the one that sent this, right? This little thing here for the break of this. I don't know who sent that. Someone sent like a little if it breaks this little area.
Oh, yeah, I think it
Little,
was me. I think I sent that.
yeah, that was good. That was good. The reason why, like I said, like a good 20 pips in that because in terms of like let me see. these wicks right here I did not like. That's why.
Yeah.
I love those wicks.
For filling, I guess, but
Yeah.
like I will see it as like it could reject. That's just me. That's why I say like, oh, 20 pips. It looks good for a good 20 pips, and then if it starts going up, then you can adjust to break even and just write it out
Yeah,
for like
there's a
maybe
good
461.
there's a good chance it's definitely gonna hit 1558. Um,
Mm-hmm.
right now, uh,
58?
four. I mean,
Oh yeah, that would be
I mean
amazing if
14.
it hit 1558.
Oh yeah,
Millionaires.
No, you know what I meant. um, but right now, like it's bouncing off of resistance. There's a half hour resistance right here, right where it's bouncing right now, and it just tried to bust through for the second time. So we'll see. We'll see. But there's also a good strong trend line here. I'll show you my.
do you want to share your screen? I mean, oh wait, okay, never mind.
That
Let
was
me start sharing so you guys can see it. Go ahead, bro.
Can you see it?
yeah.
Yeah, I see it.
So that's like a little software chart that on the different uh, time frames, it automatically puts the trend lines and support and resistance and everything. Like, what's that? That's on a 15 minute, and it's peeking through the downward trend line, and all this room right here is a nice open area, and that goes up to 1558, 1557.5 to be exact.
I like it.
Exactly where you guys had uh, your first uh, your first support line. I mean resistance line anyway. So great charting.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like
Well,
just like when if it hits around 20 pip profit, 30 pip profit, based on what you look what's your goal, like your NTP goal, either hit break even or like put your stop loss and profits. Like for example, like what are you looking for each trade? Like what's your take profit in like what's your first TP to look for? Like is it 50 pips? Is it 100 pips or is it like 20 pips, And then you after that you go from there and you start taking partials from each time. You know what I'm trying to say?
yeah, yeah. It also depends on the pair too,
Exactly. Exactly.
because a half a candle could be 50 pips on US 30.
Exactly. Yeah. That's like a little baby wick, bro. It takes
Yep.
yeah. That's why you have to plan out. You can't. I mean, it's good to have an open TP, but after that you're not having an end goal. It's good to have like a take profit, and after that, then you whatever. If it keeps going up, then it's just like a bonus, you can say, and then you can have a runner and just let it run. If that runner hits your stop loss, then you don't. I mean, I assume your stop loss will be at break even after that point, because if your runner is the same entry as your first entry, then if it hits, it hits. You don't lose anything. Like, and if it hits, and if you put your runner in profits and it hits that, then you have a little good bonus too.
Yep.
That's what I do. I personally put two entries. I don't, like Jay said, I don't over leverage. I just divide the lot size into two entries. My first entry will be, let's say, 50 pips, and then I have the runner running. And if my runner starts going 70 pips, I start hitting it to profits, and then I'll just let it run. If it hits my stop loss, then fuck it. It is what it is. I would be in profit though, whether it's 15 pips in profit, 25 pips in profit. It's still a good bonus for you because at the end of the day, your first TP was already hit. Whatever you're doing after that is just like I said, like a bonus.
A lot, a lot of times when it hits my first TP, um, I'll do my best to tap out and then wait for the retest and re-enter.
Yeah, that's also good too.
I'm sorry,
Like
Yeah, I've been doing.
I cut somebody off before.
Steph, I think, was the one talking before you,
oh, go ahead.
or Priscilla. I mean,
Oh, no, I was just saying, oh wow, like there's some upgrades because wait, I don't know what TP. Because I've tried to change my TP, like when it's almost at TP1, I try to quickly change.
Is it just me or is she breaking up?
I'm breaking up.
Yeah, you're a little breaking up right now.
Mm,
Brandon, is your other wherever you're holding the Zoom? Is it echoing? Because I'm hearing an echo. I don't know if it's just me.
It could probably be my wife. I'm not sure if it's bad right now, but I hear like you guys breaking up a little bit.
I can hear fine. What about now?
Mm.
No, it's okay.
Test.
Yeah,
I
a
think
little
we're
bit.
good.
Yeah, I think we're good. It's not really that bad.
I can hear most people pretty fine. To be honest, it's just I hear myself a little through someone.
Mhm. That's what I was trying to say.
Exactly. Yeah. Then yeah. I hear myself through someone.
Steph, what was your question again?
He's
Okay,
on mute.
I think it's better now. It's actually Priscilla. I'm on Steph's computer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
That's my cousin's computer. I came
I'm
over her
sorry.
house, but she doesn't feel good, so she's sleeping.
Uh,
So I was saying I realized that you guys did two trades, or some of you guys did two trades at once. I would try to move my take profit once I start seeing it go to take profit one. I would try to move plus tends to see it go to cash and just touch it out on my take profit one. Gold is up.
yep. Took a nice spike.
I know.
pretty good, man.
I'm looking to get another entry in there.
I realize that what I do when Kim puts like the multiple peaks and stuff like that, the second I see it, maybe like so earlier it was 060. So the second that I see like 050 or 045, I went and I put it to the FXP. And I just moved the stop loss up.
You say you move your stop loss and profit. I'm sorry, it's just trying to hear you.
I moved it up a little bit compared to where she had it.
Uh huh.
I was always like checking it to see if it was halfway to TP2, because then I would have moved it up to halfway to TP1 again.
Mm. That's good.
Yeah, because with the way that with the size of my account, it won't let me take multiple trades when it comes to like USD. So I had to kind of like really pay attention to my target.
No, yeah, for sure. Like when you build your capital, then you'll be able to do multiple entries. But then again, I'm not saying to go like put 5 entries at the same time. Like you still have to use risk management and all that. Like I still use 1 or 2 entries.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I'm
I know
very.
Kim said for every 500 you take 10 years to account.
Yeah, for US 30. Yeah, I agree with that. It makes sense.
So that's how I've been doing it. So it's like once I get um to 1,000, I'm not gonna do a plain deal. I'm just gonna do a plain deal. Once I get like twin trading it.
Exactly. Exactly. That makes sense. To be honest with you. Yeah, I mean, I still use only do one entry for US 30 for now. Like until I'm very comfortable with that pair, because it's a very wild pair.
Yeah.
But yeah, gold looks good. I mean, do you want to look at another pair?
What about
Or do you guys
Jasmine?
want
You
me?
got any questions?
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you have any questions, or do you want to look at anything that you prefer? Do you hear us, Jasmine?
Oh, you're talking to me. Sorry, you're breaking out.
Oh,
No, I was just more curious of because these are just what you guys look was that is definitely a buy. And gold is already moving, so I'm gonna have to wait. I was not in a buy. I was in a negative, so I'm gonna wait. Um, I used to trade UJ, but I have to look at that pair for a minute. See, this is a perfect example of how my charts were before I rejoined.
oh my.
Yeah. And now it's like now I see like so some of them were actually on point, but others were just
Yeah, it's good to just get the major support resistance and like weed out all the noises, you know, because that's what it gives you doubt.
I think I was just marking every support and resistance line. Like it wasn't just like anything that I saw could have like one wick in support, one wick resistance was good enough to me to stop going with.
I mean, that's fine. Like I used to do that too at the beginning. Like I was like saying, okay, I gotta track every support resistance, and then my chart's like a rainbow. But then
Mm-hmm.
as you start getting better, you start learning the key major support resistance by by reading the wicks, by seeing where price like bounces off or rejects. That all will come through time, and
That's
then as you
actually what
start,
I've been, sorry.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
That's actually what I've been doing now. Like I'll go back and I'll look at the charts and I'll say, okay, this I've seen that this spot is hitting multiple times, so I'll put a line there, and then I'll check for more like in the future instead of in the past as well. And if it matches, then I keep it. If not, I just throw it out.
Exactly. And especially now, because I mean, I think some of you bought TradingView. So if you have the Pro Plus, you have the ability to do the save replay, which is basically you can go back go back to the previous like the old like where the chart was and delete whatever was on the right side, and that's how you can practice as well.
Did they change that? Because I know that they actually used to have that on the as well.
Can you repeat? I'm sorry.
They used to have that option on the free one as well.
For the free one, I wasn't able to do it. That's why I bought it for. That's why I had the Pro Plus, and I was able to do it with that.
Let me see. I'm about to test it out because I used to be able to do it when I was in IML before.
Oh, really? But nice. Bless you.
Thank you. Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah, they changed it.
Yeah, I had a feeling that would have been a steal.
It was bomb, but they changed it unfortunately.
Yeah, but like I said, it's really good. I used to do it at the beginning to practice, but it's a really good feature that TradingView gives you, so you can do that too, which is it will help you a lot, my opinion.
That was my other question to you because I can't do this Black Friday. Do you know if they do another Black Friday sale in December or no?
I have I honestly have no idea. I personally don't think so because I was like when I bought it, like my friend like the next 2 days said, "Oh, bro, you should have waited because they always do it every Black Friday." I
Mhm.
never, and I was like, "Damn, man, you should have told me, bro. I would have freaking waited."
Mhm.
But I don't know how long they have that sale. I mean, maybe online they'll tell you like, "Oh, we have it until
Yeah, they
this
said
and
that they
this
have
time."
it for 5 days or whatever,
Yeah,
for like 4 days and a couple hours. But being
yeah.
that there's two Black Fridays, that's why I was wondering. Because unfortunately now I just lost my job, so I don't have the funds to go and get TradingView. But I'm working on getting another one,
No,
so I'm
yeah.
hoping that by the next Black Friday they'll have some type of sale and I have the money to buy it.
No, yeah, yeah. I get you. I get that. It sucks that you lost your job, but don't you? I think they always do discounts sometimes. Not as big as like the 50% off, but there's always discounts from what I see time to time. But in terms of like when, I can't really give you a specific detail. To be honest with you.
I think
I'll just keep my eyes open on my emails because they actually sent out emails with the discounts.
Yeah, they do. They do. Yeah, I
I
get
think
emails
they
time to time.
may be giving discounts also to the monthly subscriptions. Also, not as high as the annual discount. So check that out too.
I was
Yeah.
looking at it. They actually still have it's all the same price still with the monthly subscriptions anyway. The annual subscriptions are the ones that they're giving the discounts to.
Okay.
Oh well, if I gotta pay regular price, I'll pay regular price. But next Black Friday, I'm getting that sale.
Hell yeah.
You should.
Forex will be funding it.
Amen.
You could still be an excellent trader without the pro version of TradingView.
Yep, I agree. 100%.
Set alerts on everything and see which ones actually work.
Yeah. That's why I honestly use the TradingView Pro honestly just for my alerts and to save my charts because I personally don't use any other app for alerts because it usually like messes me up because it sometimes says an alert hits and then when I look at it I'm like bro it's not even there. I don't know what you're talking about. So I like TradingView because it's very like like in accordance with the MT4 like my Eagles with MT4 minus US 30, but I usually just adjust depending on the differences of the pair. So
See, that's
that's
the reason
why.
I wanted TradingView because of like the alerts and saving the charts and the replay part because it helps a lot with back testing. But other than that, that was about it. I was gonna get like the probably just the Pro, not even the Pro Plus.
Yeah, yeah. You just I use I think I have the Pro Plus if I'm not mistaken. Whatever one that gives you the ability to save like 4 or 5 charts, that's the one I have. I don't think you need to save like every chart, every like every freaking pair because I don't think we're all gonna trade every pair. Like I usually focus on the. You should focus. I personally think you should focus on 3 pairs, and with those 3 pairs, you you will you will study the hell out of those pairs. Whether you will know how what happens when price does this. Does price usually like what Kim says? Does price usually retest? Does it just go down the break? That's what you should do for the 3 pairs that you should study. Because I don't think you should look at like 10 plus 50 plus pairs because you'll start getting confused and you start thinking, damn, like your head will be all over the place. I'm trying to say. Like I think 3 to 5 pairs, in my opinion, are enough.
I,
Not even
two
even
at the
5 pairs.
most
I think is enough.
for
Yeah,
for you new people. I would say two at the most.
yeah, I agree. At least
Because
for to max 2, I agree.
Yeah, because it makes sense because it gets confusing. Like when when Kim gives out like 10 signals or something, I'm going
Hmm.
back and forth, and then I'm confused, and then I'm like going through each and every
Yeah.
chart. But you're right, three, like 2 or 3 is like the most.
Yeah, at least for now. Like Kim, like remember Kim teaches the advanced courses, so and it's usually like to help people like get make money in that. But
And
if you want to
even
full,
even
go
even
ahead,
when
man.
like also I always watch Stephen Lindor, and he goes through every single pair, and then he charts out all of them at the end of them. He sends out the charts, so you could look at all those different pairs and all those different charts, and see which one fits your trading style the best. Um,
Yep.
and I'm in a
What's the name of the educator?
I'm sorry,
What's the name of the educator?
Stephen Lindor. He's Sundays at 9 p.m.
Lindor.
I love Lindor. I used to watch him when I first joined, and he had like his challenges and stuff like that. So, and he used to actually go
But his
um,
challenge
on
got him in
YouTube.
trouble.
Really, I
He
did
used to
not know
actually
that.
be on YouTube a lot. So I used to watch him on YouTube
Yep.
after I got out of IML. But
But yeah, like
as for the
no, go ahead.
trade, would you recommend, like, you know how US 30 and NAS 100 move at the same rate and they're very similar? Would you recommend just looking at like studying US 30 but also trading NAS 100, or
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. You're a new trader, right?
hmm,
You have a live account yet?
no, I'm not opening my live yet. I don't even
Okay.
have the money here at the moment.
Well, okay. So that's another thing. Like when you go into a live account, NAS 100 and US 30, even with a $2,000 account, you're still you, you're you're still like
Still hard.
You're
yeah,
still risking a decent amount.
Mm.
um because the spreads are high. Um like if you want to be an aggressive if you want to start off with an aggressive pair right out the bat, I wouldn't go past gold.
I
Really?
agree. Yep, I agree.
So don't do US 30 at all.
I
At
mean,
first?
I would
It
if you want
depends.
to take care of
It
signals,
depends
then
on it. It
that's a
depends
different
on your
story in my
risk.
opinion.
Your risk management. It depends on your risk management. It depends on your account size,
Yeah.
and it depends on your trading style. Like
I mean,
Kim, Kim's great,
yeah.
and she gives out some good stuff. Um,
Like I'm gonna deposit this week. I wasn't sure about doing like 2,000 or 5,000 into
Don't do
how,
US.
5,000.
how many
I
li-
will.
first off, first off,
Don't do 5,000. Trust
first
me.
off, it's
I don't
before
know. I'm like
it's
go
before
big.
Any
Christmas.
pro trader
What?
It's before
will tell you to
Christmas.
not go that
This is
big.
gonna be Merry Christmas for me.
Don't do
Okay.
5,000. Trust me.
You're a new trader too, right?
Have
You
Hmm?
you?
talking to me?
Or have you traded before?
No, I've
So,
never traded
So
before.
yeah,
Right.
don't do 5,000.
I think you should do at least 2,000
I would say two
because when
thousand start off at
2,000. Yeah, don't do
yeah
5,000.
five
because when you
thousand.
do
No.
5,000 then you're gonna be like want to put more lot size because I have the money I can get a better reward,
Yep.
but with doing that you have a higher risk
Yeah,
as well,
that's what
and then
happened
when
to me when I first started. I was
Oh
putting,
yeah?
I put like 3 bands, 4 bands, and then, like he said, be like, yeah, I could forget this little lot size. Let me go a little, let me go a little bigger. Sometimes the analysis might not be right. And with pairs like gold and US 30, you put a big lot size, you could lose $1,000 in literally 1 minute.
Your drawdown will be $1,000.
Yeah, yeah, I'm
yep.
talking
Oh
about
my. All
literally
right.
in 1 minute you could
Yeah.
lose $1,000. Like, so ever since I seen that, I was like, oh hell no, I'm not putting no big money in
Yeah,
that
I'm
no
not.
more. I stopped
I agree.
Okay.
that.
All
Stop
right.
And
So
that.
it's
I'll
a
do
and
two. I'll do two.
it's a good learning experience as well. Like I started with 1,500. I got my account up to around 3,200.
Oh
It's
my
a good
god.
experience. It's a good experience to increase your small account to a big account because you're
Okay.
doing it based on your learning as well as like how you, and it shows how much you improved. Because if you
If you
start off
Yeah.
from
wanna,
the bat with a high capital account especially when you first started, like, and you start seeing like your trade going the opposite way, and you haven't done first. This is gonna be your first time, assuming, going live, and you haven't seen how the market fluctuates mentally and psychology. You're gonna think, damn, should I pull out, or should I like I don't know, lost it because it's going my wrong way, but I think it's gonna go my way. So like it's you're gonna
Yeah.
your mind's gonna go
It
very
messes with
crazy.
your head. It messes with
Yeah,
your head when you in that drawdown five,
Keep
six, $700.
keep
You know,
keep your lot size like 0.05 at max.
yeah, I
not on
agree.
US 30 though.
No, no,
No,
like
no, no,
Do
no.
no,
not
no.
do a .05 on US 30.
Like
That's
gold
big
On
money.
and
US on US
any
on
pair.
US 30, you're at a 0.1.
Yeah,
Yep,
and US 30
yep.
don't go no bigger than 0.1.
I agree.
Take my advice on that.
Even with
Yeah,
the
So
e-
0.1.
even with a
Even
two
with a
thousand
$5 grand
dollar
count,
account.
do not go bigger than 0.1. Do
I
not.
agree.
Do not. I've been there. That thing bring you a drawdown, and like they said, you're like, man, should I take the loss? And if you don't take the loss and it keeps going in the wrong direction, you lose more money.
Yep.
So
Yes,
That was something I did when I first started
Oh,
trading.
there's gonna be no losses.
yeah. I mean,
Okay.
the best
okay.
the
Yeah.
best traders tell you there's losses.
The
We
new
always get
trader
out.
says no losses on US 30.
Well,
If you go no
this
losses,
was this was
I
my
would
Christmas
want you to
present
trade
to
for me.
me. It was either like my Chanel bag or I was like, all right, I'm gonna invest in this trading thing. And I was like, okay, no bag. I'm gonna like invest in this trading thing.
So think of it this way. Let's say you started with 2 G's, and then you start seeing progress. You feeling more confident, and then you start seeing like, oh, like I'm winning. My win to loss ratio is a lot higher. I'm feeling more confident. My last, then I will say, all right, if you're feeling more confident, now you can start adding more capital. But in my opinion, by then your capital, if you're winning more than you're losing, your capital will always be increasing if you're using the proper risk management. So at the end of the day, you're gonna have a higher capital, and you're gonna increase your lot size on the way there. Like when I started,
You'll
like
be getting
I
two
think I was
Chanel bags.
exactly, exactly. You could have two or three with like a week of trading, and you only invested 2K. Like when I started, like I think I was selling I forgot what I was selling in the Zoom.
Yeah,
I
what?
was scared. I was scared shitless. Like I started in August again, and I invested like around 1,000, 1,500 or so. And I started with point oh 0.01 and point oh 0.02. Reasons why is because like I wasn't that confident again to go live, and like and it takes a while, and so you start seeing your confidence build, and you start seeing your analysis go your way, and you start seeing how it works. Then you can start increasing your lot size. Until you're psychologically like there, it's a whole different ball game than them. To be honest with you, it's a way different ball game because it's like your money now.
I'm already over here treating my demo like it's my live account. And y'all are talking about how it was y'all are talking about how you guys started with like 1,500 and stuff like that. And I'm just here like, oh my god, I don't know how I would feel because I wasn't even going to start with 1,500. In my demo, I started with $100 because that's how much I was gonna have.
That's
And
good. Like I started. Sorry to cut you off. I
it's okay.
started when I first started trading. I started with 200, and then that 200 I got it to 1,000. But I'm gonna be straight with you. That was by over leveraging the fuck out of it because I wanted to get rich quick, and honestly I was proud of that, and which was honestly not a good idea. And
Mhm.
guess what happened? I blew that fucking account, and then I tried again, same shit again. I blew that account,
My
but
friend. So
it
you started
happens.
with 100 and then you
I
increased.
I started with 100. I was proud enough to get that 100 to $1,000, and then I lost that $1,000 because of greed. And then I took a break from trading, tried again, greed fucked me up again, and then
No
this is my
way.
third. Yeah, I'm not lying to you, man. That's why I took a step back. I took like at least 4 months of like reanalyzing myself, like trying to see like why am I doing this and how can I fix this. So I started doing like practice trading like demo, and then until I started August again, I did again, but I have a different mentality. I'm thinking, okay, the money's gonna come in the future. You just have to start, trading right, using risk management. It'll come, and I've been doing great so
Yeah,
far. I mean,
that's
I'm
the
not
way
Greed,
to
gonna lie,
go.
yeah, I've
greed,
lost, I've
Okay,
lost.
2,000.
greed, risk management, and patience are the biggest killers
Of
in this game.
traders. Yeah, it
Yep.
is.
Yep.
Every article I read, greed
And
is the
I'm
number one
telling you,
killer of
yes, it's
traders.
all out there on the
Number
articles,
one.
but I'm also telling you from experience.
It
Yep.
is. With
You
me
need to
too.
be. You have to be at a point where you lose money. You don't give a fuck. Whether you win money, you shouldn't give a fuck because at the end of the day, it's just a material, like Kim said.
Even
And
when you go live, it make believe it's still Monopoly money.
Okay.
Play with it like it's Monopoly money, and you'll
you
be able
just
to flow through without using the emotions.
exactly.
No, it's fine. I mean, there's definitely gonna be like risks and losses, and um, it's fine.
But
Just gotta get mark the charts right and
even
do
if your
the
profits don't
policy.
equal up to a Chanel bag, still grab that bag.
Profit's
Yeah.
profit at the end of the day. Whether it's a
No,
pip, whether it's
no.
10 pips, or whether it's 100,000 pips, doesn't
I
matter.
gotta get a Chanel bag with the Forex money. That's the new goal.
You'll get a few of them. Just be patient with it.
I'm happy
Yep.
with one.
Yeah, it's a process. It takes time, and it's just like it's just crazy how people can say like, oh, like you can learn this thing in like months and that. Like I don't. I personally will tell you this will not take months. This will honestly probably take you at least 6 to a year to
Yeah.
grasp what you're actually doing. You know.
I feel
But
like I've been learning for the past 3 months, and like just these past couple of weeks, it's been clicking. Like, oh, okay, I
that's
get.
good. That's good. That's really good. Like everybody learns different. Everybody has their own pace, but I don't think it takes. It's a short term like learning process. I think it takes a long time personally to actually know like what you're doing, and then for you to be able to accept your losses and accept your wins and still keep going. You know.
Trading is like a sport, it's gonna take time. We're gonna grow the skill every year,
You're gonna practice every day.
You gotta practice
Yep.
every day. Trading is like a sport. You gotta
I
practice every day.
That's
And the
true.
skills will get better.
Yep. 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 Yep.
So by the
I agree.
summer, we can all be trading in like the Bahamas.
Oh
I'll
man, that
have
would be
Yeah.
great.
I like that idea.
so gold. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like
Just at the
that.
end of the day, just don't give up. And you'll everybody will get there. Like, seriously.
And keep the lot sizes small, that's the best. And even if you lose, even if you have a 70 out of 100 rate, as long as those losses are small and the wins was bigger, we'll still be good at the end of the year, because we're gonna always have trades that's losing. There's
Yeah.
always
No,
gonna be
there's
out
no
there.
trader I can probably think of that has a
There's none.
perfect win. I can't.
Never.
If that's the thing,
Never.
then I don't know.
Never. You're gonna always lose a trade. That's every best
e-
trader in the
even
world. We're
even
gonna
when you're
lose
hedging,
trades.
you losing trades.
We're gonna lose
Yeah,
trades.
even
So
then.
All right.
we
Well,
just gotta have
good.
more wins.
Sleep.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I was about to get off myself. Gotta wake up in
Yeah.
the morning.
Gotta wait.
I
Yeah.
appreciate you, Brandon. I appreciate you,
Thank you
Tanisha. I
so much,
appreciate
Brandon, and
I
everybody.
mean, yeah, it's everybody like Jay, everybody participated. Like that's how it is. You just gotta ask questions. Like there's no dumb question, as Kim said. Just ask. Or if you need help, or if you need a review of your cards, just ask. Or if you want to do a Zoom, just ask. Like there's nothing wrong with asking. That's how you get better at the end of the day.
you. I appreciate y'all.
Okay.
Thank you
All right,
so
guys.
much, guys.
All
All
right,
right.
guys.
All right.
Peace.
You guys take care.
Guys on the
Bye.
Instagram chat.
Bye. Take care,
Bye,
guys.
guys.
I had a triple Cuban coffee, so I'll probably be up all night.
Nah.
I feel you, bro. My sleep schedule's fucked up, so I'll probably be with you, man.
All right, hit me up.
Take care, man.
Bye.
Deuces.
Later.